Well, ladies and gentlemen, the bloom is off the rose. That's right. We are entering year 5 in the world of this commercial home arcade and retro gaming space. So the question for all of us is it over? Or have we hit the end of the road? Should we cue the Boys to Men song, grab our junior high prom date and go in for one final kiss before the night is over? Or do we keep hopes up that we're going to score some big arcade cabinets and awesome products this year in 2023? Well, we're going to talk about a little bit of it tonight, guys. Well, welcome to Multicade Mondays. I'm your host, PDubs. We're going live a little bit earlier than normal. I got some stuff I got to do later on this evening. Also, I wanted to, if we do run a little bit long, which I don't think we will, be able to give you guys some time to put your questions and thoughts in. I definitely wanted to make this more of a community, ask everybody everything kind of thing. Like you all ask each other and all that kinds of stuff, and ask me, and we just kind of plan what we think is going to happen in 2023. I've noticed over the last 10 days or so that I've pretty much I did take a good break. Now, my goal was to do while I was on vacation was to try and do a complete social media break. Well, that didn't happen. So I did poke around on Twitter, Facebook a couple of times. I shared a couple of quick posts. I only dropped one or two quick videos over the last couple of weeks, but for the most part, I've been spending a lot of great time with the wife and kid. And what we had a really good Christmas and New Year's. And I hope you guys did the same. How was your New Year's? How was your Christmas? Let me know in the live chat. Let's see who's here in the live chat before we kick off the show. Let's see who's here. We got Jolly Green is here. Anthony is here. Boomer is here. David is here. Jason is here. Jason just got promoted to moderator status. Big congrats to Jason. Christmas Hulk is here. Devil Waldo's here. Ritual Dello. Nikki Z, who just got an AtGames Legends pinball. Saw that on your Twitter. Congratulations and welcome to the dark side of the force. Gleo is here. Mike. Bobby's Arcade World. Reset Rudy. Wagner's Tech Talk. The bad guy, Mike Worley, AWOL, Rody, Jolly Green. Got a lot of the usual suspects here in the live chat. So, guys, how you feeling about 2023? Are you guys optimistic? I've seen a lot of this kind of video during my time off. A lot of end of the year reviews. A lot of 2023 predictions. I've seen a lot of this kind of content in this space. And what do you guys think about it? Is everyone just kind of overthinking it? Are we all just blowing this out of proportion? Over analyzing every little thing that these little video game companies do? Is the community making some logical, sound arguments and predictions for 2023? Let me know what you guys think. Uh-oh, Nikki broke the hate. She never liked the AtGames products, but she likes her Legends pinball. There you go. I thought I saw Rhea was here. What's up, Rhea? Congratulations again on hitting 1,000 subscribers. Greatly happy for you. Very proud of you. Good jobs. Ritual Dello says once Blitz hit 199, it's going to be the last cab he's going to buy for some time. Well, I mean, that was kind of a shocker. Like, if you guys recall, people who watch this channel, I think it was back in, I don't know, September, October. I put out videos on the Arcade1Up NFL Blitz cabinet. I said, hey, folks, guess what? I said, it's not worth $600. Here's my final review. Wait until it goes on sale, and it'll go on sale pretty quickly because of the holidays. Save your money. And it and it's so funny that it went on sale, but a lot cheaper than even I thought it was going to be. I didn't think any retailer was going to knock it down to $172. I think that's the lowest I saw. Did anyone see it lower than 172? And that's including a stool. And of course, this is Sam's Club, right? I mean, it's like Sam's Club. It's like they got rid of everything. They're like, man, we got these AtGames products. We got these Arcade1Up products. We want to get rid of them. We want to clear out space, plus give our members deals, because obviously you have to be a member of Sam's Club to get those deals. Holy hell. What a thanks for calling me Nostradamus. What a what a turn of events for Blitz, man. Look at Glio. He got it for 185. Holy cow. And I paid full price. I paid full price, but hey, it is what it is. Biggie D is here. What's going on, Biggie D? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. I expected it to drop. I didn't think it was going to drop that much. And that tells you that the cabinets weren't really selling. They either oversold or overproduced them. I mean, the cabinets did get a lot of negative press. So I think a lot of people shied away from it, especially at the normal price tag. But for 200 bucks, I mean, can you really complain about some of the stuff the cabinet's missing? I mean, yeah, you now have online play for all the games, but you're also, you're still missing late hits and things like that. But can you swallow though not having that stuff, considering now you paid 170, 200 bucks for your cabinet? It's probably easier pill to swallow, in my opinion. Devil Waldo says since he bought his AtGames Legends Ultimate, he hasn't bought a single one up. It's kind of funny you mentioned that. I've noticed, and guys, let me know if you notice if you guys are in these home arcade and gaming Facebook groups. I've noticed over the last month a lot, and I mean a lot of posts by people who just got their first AtGames product, and they're putting these posts in the Arcade1Up Facebook groups. You talk about stirring the pot, guys. I mean, if you go into an iArcade group and you start, talking trash about iArcade, it's a group for fans, right? So the fans aren't going to be happy. So you go into an Arcade1Up group and you're like, hey, man, I got my first AtGames product and CoinOpsX. I now have, 1,200 games and I'm selling my one ups and I should have done this 2 years ago. I've seen a lot of these kind of posts in the Facebook groups. I've seen a lot of people now kind of pivoting to multicades, and I think that's because a lot of us are running out of space, running out of money, whatever the situation may be, or just simply burnt out on buying and building cabinets and things like that. Guys, I've seen that post a lot. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. I've seen it in several Arcade1Up groups. Many people posting pictures of their new Legends Ultimates, their pinball machines, their Legends Ultimate Minis, saying, "Hey, man, I should have got this thing 2 years ago," and to add to the Arcade1Up collection. But what I find interesting, though, is as you can see behind me, they all go together. They all go together. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You could have products from more than one company. Why some people feel you need to have these battle lines, um, I don't know. I guess the way I look at it is like the Golden Tea cabinet, and I'm talking the first Arcade1Up Golden Tea cabinet, not the XL cabinet, which is the biggest piece of shit in the history of Arcade1Up. But the original Golden Tea cabinet that they did, that cabinet, although you can play all the Golden Tea games on the AtGames with the trackball, I've said this before in other streams, so I apologize for the rehash. I enjoyed playing Golden Tee way more on the Arcade1Up than I do on the AtGames, even though I could play it on the AtGames because there's a purpose, there's a feeling. You got the Hap style trackball, you're playing on a Golden Tee style cabinet, Golden Tee artwork, bezels, marquee in your face. You know what I mean? You're playing a cabinet dedicated to those games, right? So there's nothing wrong with having both. Like, sometimes I prefer to play games on the Arcade1Ups that are out there at my loft. Sometimes I prefer just to play them on the multicades that I keep here in the office. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Yep, that's a Chuck E. Cheese hat, Jay. I've worn that in a bunch of streams. I just got it kind of hanging off my NFL Blitz joystick. So let's see here. Like Boomer right here. He says he's selling his Simpsons and Pac-Man now that he got a Legends Ultimate and a Mini, but no hate to one-ups. Just not for him anymore. I've seen this commentary a lot lately over the last month. I've seen a lot of people in our community switching to multicades. And is it because you guys are running out of space? Is it a money thing? Is it a space thing? Are you just upset with Arcade1Up? Let me know in the live chat, guys. Why are you making the switch? If any of you are making the switch, or why are you finally giving some other companies a chance? Let me know in the live chat. Yeah, I know. I know. I definitely want to get the Pac-Man Cabaret cabinet, the Pac-Man Plus, the Arcade1Up, simply for a mod project. That cabinet would be perfect to stick a retro bit kit in. I have the retro bit version 1 board, and I also have the version 2 board that just came out. You can get these boards off arcade shop websites. And those boards are FPGA boards and play a bunch of vertical games. I think that would be a great mod to stick in there. If not, you turn it into use a, Pandora's Box or, King of Air or 60 and 1. I mean, you could do all those things, make it into 1942 cabinet or something like that. I think it would be a cool looking cabinet when you're done modding it. Yes, console fanboy, thanks so much. Free MK4. I am a Mortal Kombat fan, so I'll get on board with it, even though I to support the community because the community wants it. But I've said it a bunch, guys. I'm not. I think Mortal Kombat 4 kind of sucks. I think it kind of sucks. Like I put a poll up on my YouTube channel on my community thread, guys, and I said, "Hey, man, Mortal Kombat 4. Everyone's pushing to get this. What do you guys think?" And the results were pretty. Let's take a look and see where the results were on this poll. And let us know in the live chat, guys. Do you want Mortal Kombat 4? I put this poll up about 5 hours ago. It's got about 300 votes so far. 54% said no. Mortal Kombat sucks. Mortal Kombat 4. 46% said yes. Free hashtag free MK4. And there's some really good comments in there as well. I haven't read them all yet, but great feedback from the viewers. Can the Neo Geo cab still be bought? Yes, the MVSX cab that's behind me. Absolutely, you could still pick that up. Big Blues at Walmart for $3.99. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the polygonal characters. Plus, we're missing characters. You know, a lot of characters have the very same move sets, like very same move sets. So, it's just not my jam. You know what I mean? It's not my jam. All right, here's David. $10. I'm done with Arcade1Up. I got my House of the Dead from Retro Lizard. 200 light gun games works perfectly. I also have a pedestal with Xbox controllers, flight stick, and spinners. I'm done. Look at that. David's got every single game that he wanted to play right there. Raven's here. What's up, Raven? Haven't seen you in a bit. Happy to see you make a show. Ralph Reed is here. Welcome to the show. All right. So yeah, so the 1942, there's a whole bunch of mods I'd like to do to that. Free MK4. I guess if you guys are interested, throw that out there on social media. So let's kind of talk over and say, hey, 2023 is here. What are some predictions we'd like to make for these companies? So let's talk about AtGames. So, and we'll talk our iArcade and Arcade1Up as well. Let me see if I remember to upload this crap to my computer. Hopefully I did. Hopefully I did, good friends. Let's see what we got. Oh, let me mute this. Hold on. Okay, sorry. All right, guys. So at games, what's going to get carry at games in 2023? What do you guys think at games is going to do? Start throwing your thoughts in the live chat, and I will start giving you some of my own thoughts and predictions. Real quick before I do that, $5 super chat from Console Fanboy. It's not about playing MK4, it's about having it next to the other three cabs. It's just about collecting them all. All right, so we're playing Pokemon with Mortal Kombat. Need an easy light gun setup for Coin Ops X? I made a couple of those videos, but they're several years old and they're a little outdated. So, someone else can come around and make newer videos if they want. The firmware has changed over. Plus, there's additional accessories that you can get to have a better light bar experience on the At Games. Those videos need to be updated. They need to be refreshed. Raven says a new Legends pinball. Let me know what you guys want. Come on, guys. One Sauce official. At Games is going to make. No, they're not going to make it official. They hate One Sauce. They're okay with Coin Ops X, but they're not a fans of One Sauce. Legends Ultimate XL with 32-inch screen. It fits the regular cap. Uh, Buy stuff, driving board kind of. I guys, I don't think an At Games racing cab is going to happen. It's just that project would cost way too much money. You notice they haven't mentioned it in over a year? It ain't happening, guys. And it has nothing to do with videos made by other people about what they did or how they were doing it. It's simply a cost move, in my opinion. That thing is going to be too big and too heavy to ship over here and get done. So, yeah, it's racing cabinet's not going to happen. You're going to have to make your own racing rig. I use the Lensa app, Lensa, on your phone. It's called Lensa. So if you want to use that, happy to give you my little secrets. We could talk about Legends Unchained here in a minute. Seeing what everyone else wants. Everyone should come out with better light gun plug and play that works with CoinOps X. Some type of VR connection, that kind of thing. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so I saw some thoughts. So what's going to happen with that game? So keep in mind, guys, with this channel growing, a couple of the companies like AtGames and iArcade, I am on their media list. So with their media list, I monthly receive information, like whatever news updates that they got putting out. They do it the right way. They do it the same way that it should be done professionally, like other gaming companies and publishers in the world where they have a whole bunch of people. If you're interested in covering our products and would like to get a little bit of news ahead of time, held under embargo until XX date and time, sign up here. So for both of those companies, I might hear stuff like probably maybe a week or two before you guys do. Sometimes it's a surprise to me too. Sometimes they really keep things close to their chest because they don't want any leaks. There's a lot of content creators who leak shit and run their mouths and make videos when they shouldn't and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, there's nothing wrong with it. It's the same thing. Capcom does it. All these companies do it. Sign up. And what's cool is you're provided information. And if you find it interesting, you can make videos about it. If you don't find it interesting, you don't have to do anything with it. Zero obligation program. So, but what I can tell you is what is nice about doing a show this early in the year, January 2nd, is that I haven't heard from any of these companies. So I don't know anything that's going on. And you guys know me, I have this firm philosophy that if I know something, I don't like making videos pretending I don't know. I think that's insulting to you as a viewer, for me to be dishonest with you in that way. So there you go. Uh, so what I'm basically saying, guys, is they haven't told me anything. I'm not clickbaiting you or anything like that. So for At Games, if I had to predict what's going to happen in 2023, I think what we're going to see is some interesting stuff. I think we're probably going to see, keep in mind, CES is this month. And once again, I don't expect At Games to do anything this month. I don't expect to see any announcements, any major deals, anything crazy going on, etc. Because keep in mind, February is National Owners Day. They have two National Owner Days every year, one in February, one in like August, September. And that's kind of like their mini CES where they do big deals, they do community gaming events, and all that kinds of stuff. So I'm predicting you're not going to hear anything from At Games this month. I'd be shocked if we heard anything from At Games this month. Next month, National Owners Day, what I think is going to happen is obviously the second Dr. Seuss pinball pack is supposed to be. No, wait, no, I'm sorry. That doesn't come out until June. My apologies. What I think is going to happen is we're probably going to get announcements for more pinball packs. Keep in mind, At Games said, "Hey, when they announced the natural history games, they said, "Hey guys, this is the first of several pinball partnerships or IP partnerships that we want to bring to you guys moving forward, and they're going to be announced in a row as things come out." So a lot of stuff takes time. A lot of stuff take time. I think one of the At Games employees was mentioning on a Facebook comment because sometimes they do respond to people's comments on Facebook, and they said, "Hey, man, guess what? The Dr. Seuss thing was 2 years of work. Took like 2 years to bring those games to us that we just got last month. That's a lot of work, man." So there's always stuff happening behind the scenes that we have no knowledge or privy to unless you actually work directly for these companies. So what I think is going to happen is we're probably going to hear about another pinball partnership. Either, and I don't know what it's going to be. Natural History was a surprise. Dr. Seuss, we knew was coming because PK, the CEO of AtGames himself, teased people about it over a year ago. So we knew Dr. Seuss was going to happen, but I'm expecting there to be more pinball partnerships, as well as more arcade game packs, more games coming where you could purchase and play games, that kind of stuff. So that's cool. Here, let me put this on the screen here. Also, if you're watching on your phone or on your TV, you might want to close the live chat that way you don't get a duplicate chat. So I think we're going to get more pinball stuff from Mac Games. I think we're going to see probably more accessories from Mac Games. The big question is do we think At Games is going to come out with another pinball machine? I've seen a lot of people saying they want this pinball XL cabinet, this giant pinball, like the 40-inch screen, or it's already got 32 in here now. 40 plus inch screen, 32-inch back box, like all this stuff. Like, I don't see it happening, guys. I don't. I don't. And it's kind of the same situation with the racing cabinet. The cost to build and make the larger products, it's tough right now. Tough. And we're entering another recession, right? So, or we're in a recession, I should say. I don't see a super XL pinball machine in At Games near future. I think At Games is going to continue to rock and move forward with bringing smaller form factors of their existing products. That's what I think is going to happen. All this kind of stuff, like Dragur here, what he wrote, all this stuff, guys, I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. I'm not being very negative. I'm not being very negative because so here's what's funny is like I'm expecting At Games to announce new pinball partnerships. They're also going to be announcing arcade packs, as well as they did say last year that the Arcade.Net service they were going to expand. Like right now, when it comes to this Arcade.Net where you can play games online, although you're streaming them through the At Games servers, I think there's what about 100 games. They said that that was going to be bumped up to 300 some games, and that hasn't happened yet. So I'm expecting that service to grow this year. And the only thing you can hope for is that the games they add are games that are, excuse me, exciting enough to make you want to play online with somebody else. So we'll have to see what they have. This is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting more accessories for their existing products. So who just put it in the live chat? Here we go. Carl, my boy Carl. This is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting to see maybe a BitPixel LED for the Legends Ultimate Mini, a BitPixel LCD for the Legends Ultimate Mini, maybe a BitPixel HV for the Legends Pinball Micro. You guys know how AtGames does stuff, right? I'm expecting it to be more accessories and maybe one new product in a different form factor we haven't seen yet. I mean, what are the form factors we haven't seen from At Games yet? We really haven't seen a true bar top arcade machine, which would fit into the whole going smaller. We haven't seen them do a true cocktail table or head to head type machine, things like that. So if I had to predict what At Games is going to do this year, guys, those would be my predictions. I don't see there being this giant 32-inch arcade machine, 40-inch pinball machine. I just don't see it happening, guys. Not in today's world economy. That kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. Because right now, here's the thing: Arcade.Net is out of all the things At Games offers, all the options that comes in their stuff. The one thing that I never use out of everything they offer is Arcade.Net. I'm never playing online against other people because when I look at the list of games to play, there's nothing there that interests me. It's been the same games for 4 years, right? Metal Slug and some others, like, they need to put new stuff on there to make people like me say, "You know what? I do wanna play online, and I'm gonna try and find someone to play online with." That kinda stuff. So, yeah, they haven't done a true bar top if you think about it, like a true bar top, arcade machine, and they could with their ecosystem, right? So the Legends Pinball Micro has been pretty successful for them. So a lot of people were dogging on it, saying, "Hey, it's too small." They sold a bunch of them, and I wouldn't be surprised if they sell a bunch of those mini bar tops. Although I think kind of like a cocktail table or a sit down table might be pretty cool for them as well. Let's see here. Let's see here. I think so, but if I was to buy it, like I would buy one of their deals. Like, don't they sell them in deals, guys? Like, oh, that's right. I think the Legends Platinum Owner program, I think that's going to end up having Arcade.Net included with it or something. They're supposed to announce some new Platinum Owner program next week. So what do I think is really gonna keep AtGames going? Probably the same thing that's been keeping it going, for the last couple of years, or one thing, or a big part of it, in my opinion, is the community, right? The community coming up with things like One Sauce, coming up with things like, CoinOps X and things like that, and when I see, like, stuff like this, where you're gonna have Legends Unchained coming out. I try and get this on the screen here. My apologies. Why's my thing not moving? Am I frozen, guys? Hold on. Can you guys see my screen? My screen frozen? Why isn't this working? What the hell? It's not sharing my screen. What the hell? All right, let me try this. Oh, you know what? Here, let me take this off. Let me try this. Okay, there we go. Oh, you know why? Because I had myself maximized. That's the problem. All right, sorry, my dudes. All right, so like Legends Unchained, which is coming out. So what's interesting about this is this is basically it's a new operating front end system for your at games. Now, this is obviously not something that's going to be supported by at games or condoned by at games or anything like that. In fact, using this will probably end up voiding your warranty. Now, keep in mind you can change the themes and things like that. You'll notice here a lot of you will be like, "Wait a minute, this looks a lot like a Raspberry Pi or something like that." Well, that's because it's an emulation station. But keep in mind, Legends Unchained, this arcade, is an operating system that is built specifically for use with rock chips. And considering that all of the CPUs on the At Games products are, like the RK3399 chip and stuff like that, you'll be able to run these games, and this system is optimized for the chipset that's with the AtGames products. And you'll notice here that you'll be able to get your Pixelcade, your BitPixel LED, all that kind of stuff up and running. Now, I have been tinkering with this thing for the last month or so. They haven't officially released it yet because we're finding bugs and things like that, and they don't want to release it until it is, ready to go. Um, and there's something that the community can be proud of, right? But what's interesting about this is, you'll be able to change all your themes, and it has over 100 different emulators, and you'll notice that a lot of the games will run smoother and better on here versus running them through CoinOps X or OneSauce or things like that. So it's going to be fun tinkering around with this stuff for the community. But and the coolest thing that I we just found out is that by the time this thing gets released, so I know a lot of people they have their CoinOps X sticks, right? When this thing comes out, what'll be nice about it is they're going to make it compatible with your CoinOps X sticks. So if you already have a whole bunch of games that you want to play and you don't want to have to go through the work of, adding a bunch of games to folders and building up a whole new build, that kind of thing. What's really nice is you'll be able just to plug your drive in and it'll pull all the games off those drives. So a lot less work for you as the end user. There's a lot of people testing it. I've been testing it sparingly. I've been testing it a lot on the 1.0 cabinet, and that's where the biggest issues are on the 1.0 cabinet because the 1.0 cabinet is set up a lot differently than the 1.1 and all the other cabinets. So we're discovering a lot of bugs, but every other, like the Legends Ultimate Mini, things like that, it's all working really, really well. Let me see here if I can find you guys a little something. Um, see if we can find it. Hang on. Yeah, so what's really nice is this thing just runs off of a flash drive. So all you have to do is remove the flash drive and your system will boot up normal stock firmware, normal stock operating system and all that kind of stuff. So when your USB drive is plugged in after you do the initial install, when you power on the cabinet, it'll boot right into the arcade operating system. When you remove the USB stick, it'll just boot into the normal Legends system. So it's very, very simple, very simple. So I might do some content on this. We'll see. It's pretty simple to get up and running, but it's still being tested. So until it can be like properly vetted, you know what I'm saying? So um, you'd like to see Arcade1Up have a build-acade? I don't think Arcade1Up is going to do a build-acade. I'd also like to see Bit LCD for the AtGames Mini. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think the AtGames Legends Ultimate Mini does as well. That is true. You can put in a larger screen. Yeah, there's a make sure you guys just stay tuned to Reddit. That's where you're probably going to find a lot of this information coming out on Reddit. This is obviously not going to be something. And keep in mind too, if you're doing mods like this, like all mods are optional. If you break your machines, you can't blame other people. Wait. My suggestion is wait until it's been fully tested and vetted, and that it's good to go. I don't think it's ready to go yet, but the community behind it, wow, those are some pretty smart guys, and they've come up with some really, really cool stuff. So basically, what it does is when you install it, did I have a video of it? I must not have uploaded the video yet to my PC. My apologies. It's on my camera. Let me see if I have it. So when you install it, it's going to give your AtGames products like a whole new front end, basically. But instead of it being like how do I say this the best? Let's try and explain this the best. CoinOps X is an application running on top of an operating system. So, because it's an application running on top of an operating system, what happens is you have some lag, you have some slowdown, you have some dragging, you know what I mean? Whereas this when you run this is the operating system. It's not an application on top of something else. Right? So everything moves so quick. Like you notice when we did that video and we were shuffling the menu, you saw how quick that was. Like CoinOps X is a little bit slower, and of course that's not a shot against any of the people who've worked on CoinOps X, the developers behind it. It's just whatchamacallit. It's just this is the way it is. They had to deal with what they had to deal with. So it's going to be much faster. I've noticed people have gotten some really cool games, and I'm talking like CD based games working really, really well on it. Excuse me. Um, yeah, don't blame me. But yeah, so don't expect AtGames to support it, offer you help with it, offer you any kind of warranty on it, things like that. So. But I have a feeling, just like everything else in this community, I have a feeling that once it's out there, I have a feeling people are gonna, you know, start selling it, which is a shame, but that's what happens. People do that. I haven't tested open ice yet, but I can give that one a shot. I could load it up there and give it a shot. I'll let you know next week. All that kinds of stuff. How much for the hat? Oh, thanks so much, Michael B. All right, so I think that basically what I'm trying to say is I think a lot of the community driven stuff, which I know this is just a teaser and you're like, what the hell's going on? I'll probably do a couple of videos at least explaining everything and showing you guys how to set it up and install it. Um, that way you guys can kind of formulate your own opinion. So that stuff's going to be coming very, very soon, guys. Very soon, once they finish testing it. Also, but that kind of stuff is what's really going to keep exciting the At Games community. So even if At Games says we're only going to release like a new pinball partnership, some pinball packs, some add-on game packs, maybe one or two smaller products during the year. Like honestly, I think the community stuff and the stuff you can do with their product is probably what's going to keep pushing them through and keeping the community excited about those products. Now, when it comes to iArcade, guys, what are some of the things in 2023 you guys think iArcade needs to do in order to keep the excitement going with the iArcade brand? Let me know in the live chat, and I'll give you some of my thoughts here in just a second once I pull something up for you guys. Let's see here. Let's do. Oh, wrong thing. So iArcade, in my opinion, had a good year. Nowhere near as good as their first year, but a pretty decent year overall. Um, and I'm hoping that this year and I think what happened is during the year they did announce some stuff, but that stuff never got released, right? It's one thing to announce something, it's another thing to actually release something. So during 2023, my predictions are we're going to get the light gun games, we're going to get the light gun firmware released, and iArcade wouldn't be doing this for just one light gun game. That would be a pretty silly venture when it comes to development cost and getting the Sinden architecture working on their systems. I mean, it'd be pretty silly to do all that just to play Operation Wolf, wouldn't it, guys? So I think there's more games, either licenses in the bag that they haven't announced yet that they're waiting on, etc. Things like that, as well as they're probably waiting on the solutions, accessories, which You Play Arcade, Glenn's Retro Show are working on, etc. So, um, it would be kind of sad if they release the games and like Generation One owners are like, "Oh wow, we can play the game, but just with our joysticks." It'd be better probably to have at least a trackball to play with a trackball if they can't get the light guns working for the Generation One owners. So I'm expecting this year a lot of the stuff that they announced to actually happen. You know what I'm saying? The light guns, the light gun games, trackball accessories, a lot of that stuff should finally come out, in my opinion. Yes, they suggested it, but I still see feedback where people are like, "Oh, they have is Operation Wolf." I'm pretty sure they have more than just Operation Wolf. It would be really silly to do all this work for one light gun game. Uh, there you go. Don't announce anything until we previously announced. Yep. I think that's the direction that Arcade1Up is going now. And iArcade, if you guys remember, they already kind of went there last year, where people were getting mad, like we never hear any updates from iArcade. We never hear it. We never hear anything from them. We never do. And iArcade said, "Well, we got tired of pissing you guys off, basically, right?" And this community's impatient. Like, if they announce something, like 2 days later, people are like, "When's it being released? When's it being released? When's it being released?" You know what I mean? So, also, the user interface. They did add some nice things like adding favorite lists, adding the ability, adding some features and functionality with manually adjusting the marquees and the audio levels. Again, it's more for the gold cabinets, but the user interface overhaul we've been hearing about for 12 months. 12 months. We've been hearing about it since January of last year that they were going to overhaul the user interface, and we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it yet. And if they don't release that this year, I think a lot of people are gonna be pissed. Like, how long does it take? I understand it takes a long time to work on, but it's been a year. Let's get that out there. So I'm expecting that to be released as well. In my opinion, the number one thing that they should focus on, simply put, is just games. Just try and license and get as many games as you possibly can on that system, and hopefully they can get some good stuff on there. There's no doubt that on the iArcade, out of the 300, almost 400 games that are in the store, I think there's like 384 or something like that. There's at least 50 really good quality games minimum on this store. If anyone comes up to me and says there's nothing to play on the iArcade, I will argue to you tooth and nail. There is some good shit on the iArcade to play. But I don't know what it is people are waiting for. I don't know if people are just waiting to hear they got Street Fighter 2, they got Pac-Man, they got Mortal Kombat to legitimize their game store, but there's a lot of good quality games on that store. I find it ridiculous when people say there's nothing to play. Yeah, there's a lot of fluff and weird stuff like Bear and stuff like that. There's a lot of weird ones. There's a lot of like really, really bad arcade games that like I myself would never play. Like you're talking like the junk that ends up on like your Raspberry Pi builds that you just skip over. There's a lot of that stuff on there. But there's, they do have some good stuff as well. There's no doubt about it. Cornercade wants me to give him a hello. Hello, Cornercade. How you doing? Um, let's see here. Love my iArcade. They need to leverage their Sega relationship. There you go. So the number one thing in their my opinion is games, games, games. They gotta and also the online play needs to come out of what is it in now? It's in an alpha. It's not even in a beta. Like it needs to at least get the beta. They got to give us lobbies. They got to give us hopefully some kind of spectating mode or matchmaking system, things like that. Because right now, if you turn on your iArcade, due to the limited footprint of ownership, nobody's willing to play games online. You actually have to physically reach out to somebody you know via whatever private messaging method you have Discord, Facebook, phone numbers, text messaging, and say, hey, man, you want to hop on and play with me? You can't just turn it on and expect somebody to be there. And what's funny too is they have what nearly 100 games that you can play online with other people. So what they need to do is because it's a multicade lobby system, they need to do like what AtGames did, but maybe make it a little bit better than what AtGames did, where you could actually see the lobby and that there's people playing and that there's a room open and someone is playing bad dudes and they're waiting for someone else to hop in as player two. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like that's the stuff they need to do to make it better versus 'cause the way it's set up now, every time you click on you have to actually go into each individual game, click on online play, see if there's anybody waiting to play online, and there never is, right? Because no everybody's just, like, kinda given up on it, in my opinion. I think Michael himself said, like, during the last stream of the year, he goes, "We spent all year setting up this online," he goes, "and nobody uses it." And then I'm like, "Well, dude, that's because it's in an alpha. Like, you need to get it into beta." If not, and once it's out of beta, get it into its official release and people actually want to use it. Like right now, it's kind of sloppy. It needs improved. It's not a good experience. It's not a good experience right now. So that's it for me. iArcade, in my opinion, just needs to release a whole new user interface, get online play into a beta, if not officially release status, and get the light guns released and the accessories, and then it's all about the games, 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 games. That's it. I don't want any other cabinets, no new products, except for the accessories. Right? Like that's it. Like get it done. Bobby loves goal, goal, goal on the IRK. That's a fun soccer game. Let's see what Mike says. Online play needs an integrated system on all the platforms. This rinky dink online we are getting now is very amateur hour. And he's talking about all of the companies. There you go. Raven says now that they have, I mean, geez, they have what about 100 games that are online? Now there's too many online games. It used to be easy to find people. Now it's harder to find people. Don't say this, Jason. No, don't say that. Don't say that. That's uh, the new one. Yes, this is some cool stuff that I would like to see. Like if they could get Power Storm, Virtua Fighter, Soul Calibur, Virtua Tennis, hell yeah. Those would be some great games for the iArcade to get. And Prince, I agree with you completely. And big shout out to you, Prince. Prince is always on Twitter, reaching out to companies, publishers, whether they're indie studios or big time studios, saying, hey guys, I'm a big fan of this thing called the iArcade. Have you thought about bringing your game to this platform? And he tags everybody and all that stuff. And some of that has actually paid off thanks to guys like Prince. Way to go, Prince. We appreciate it. All right. So let's talk because what time is it? Yeah, we'll talk about it. I only get about yeah, I got about 15, 20 minutes left. Yeah, that's next. I was just about to get there, my dude. Antsy, antsy, antsy. Okay, so what other gaming do I do? So, real quick, I'll answer this and then we'll talk Arcade1Up. Right next to me here on my desk, I got my PS5, I got my Xbox Series X. So I usually play those in my office on my monitors here when I'm chilling, like not working on YouTube videos. I have those going. And this is other gaming besides arcades. In my bedroom, right next to my bed, I have my Steam Deck, which I usually play. It used to be every night. Now I've been pretty busy over the holiday week, but for the holidays. But yeah, I play that a few nights a week. My Steam Deck late at night when I'm laying in bed before I go to sleep at night. I just got the Analog Pocket. Just started testing it, so expect some content on the Analog Pocket on this channel. Um, but that's am I playing anything else? Oh, my Evercade. I got my Evercade VS console system also I have a whole bunch of consoles on this other table next to my desk that you guys can't see. I got my Evercade over here too as well. My Nintendo Switch, ever since I got my Steam Deck, guys, I haven't really touched my Nintendo Switch. I used to play my Switch all the time. I've been playing my Steam Deck more than my Switch. I don't know about you guys. All right. Well, there you go. I do all that kind of gaming. All right, let's talk Arcade1Up stuff. So Arcade1Up 2023. What do you guys think they need to do? I know Michael B is going to do a show about this tonight. I don't want to steal too much of his thunder. But then again, I think that podcast has already been done 9 times this week on every YouTube channel out there. Yes, I do have news. So the Ridge Racer mod from Buy Stuff Arcades. They are going to be shipping out the kits by the end of this month, just like they promised for people who ordered the Ridge Racer mods. The full kit that comes with the gaming box and the router and all that stuff. They're going to send me one to do an installation and tutorial review for you guys. And I think I'll have it by the end of this week, so that I might install that Saturday or Sunday if I get it by Friday. So you guys might see a video on that on this channel here, walking you through the process of getting that set up by the end of this week, if not first part of next week. So that's nice of them that they're going to send me a copy so I could put that together for people who need it. MK Spectate needs to happen. 2-player WrestleFest. So I think WrestleFest is going to happen. John D's got he's got a lot of YouTube buddies and things like that, which is totally fine. But if they're making videos saying WrestleFest is coming, well, that probably means WrestleFest is coming. He probably said it's coming, right? So, does it seem like the Arcade1 community has turned against art and kids? Seems like personalities root for the end of companies they don't like. Well, I myself want the companies to do well, but then again, you do have to be fair, Esmond. You have to be fair. And if you're not fair, if all you do is, go rah, 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 no one's going to take you seriously. At least people who have a lot of common sense when they watch reviews and personalities on YouTube and stuff, like if I don't tell you that ArcadeNet is shit, you're gonna think I'm an AtGames shill. If I don't tell you that iArcade has opportunities for improvement, you're gonna think I'm an iArcade shill. And if I don't point out all the opportunities for improvement for Arcade1Up products like I've always done, you're gonna think I'm an Arcade1Up shill. Like you do have to hold the companies accountable, especially for the prices that people pay for these products. These products this year in 2022, they cost just as much as a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox. That's a lot of money, guys. You damn right you're gonna hold these you're gonna make I'm gonna make videos saying they better give me $800 worth. When I open this box and assemble it, it better be an $800 experience, right? And a lot of the companies dropped the ball this year. So the content creators who are holding them accountable, I have no issue with that because I've done the same thing, and I don't care what company it is. If people make a video saying one company is bad or it sucks or whatever, And let's say I like it. Like I've seen a lot of people bash on the Evercade. They're like, the Evercade sucks. I like the Evercade. But I don't take those videos personally because guess what? I don't work for them. They're not my wife. What do I care? You know what I mean? I'm not going to make videos in defense of Evercade. You know what I mean? All that YouTube feud stuff is pretty ridiculous in my opinion, right? It's pretty ridiculous in my opinion. But I think we're getting off topic. I think a lot of people are whatchamacallit. I think a lot of people, the companies made a lot of mistakes last year. This year, I'm expecting all the companies to go smaller, is basically what I'm telling you guys. I don't think iArcade's coming out with new cabinets. I think they'll come out with new games and accessories. At Games, I don't think they're coming out with new cabinets unless they're smaller form factors, as well as new games, game packs, pinball packs. Arcade1Up, same thing. I'm not expecting $800, $900, $1,000 cabinets from Arcade1Up this year. I'd be surprised if they do more pro lines and things like that. I would like to see the XLs for other cabinets, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go smaller. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of the companies are going smaller this year, is the theme, which kind of stinks because this is year 5, right? And like you want year 5, take it off to the next level. Let arcade gaming like really become like a household thing. Guys, this is a very niche thing still. You want it to become a household thing, but I think it's still very niche, right? Um yeah, there you go. Um but yeah, so what was I saying? What were we talking about? Okay, so WrestleFest I think is going to happen because there have already been people who have very close relationships with Arcade One Up making videos about it. So if they're making videos, then that means it's probably going to happen. Hey, thanks. Um, whatchamacallit? I would it be bad to say that I wish that they would do another kind of pub table? Did you guys like the pub tables? If you guys remember, since the pub tables were announced, what was it, the Pong pub table? I said, man, I love the form factor. I love the form factor. I just don't want to pay $500 to play Pong. But a pub table that's different kind of games, like that would be really cool, in my opinion. I don't know how the casino cades are going to do. Maybe those things will just end up on QVC's website. It sounds like a QVC HSN product, but I love the form factor of the pub table. I wish they would make another pub table this year. And but I don't know what games to put on it. Just something besides Pong. Do you guys like the pub? Curtis, do you have it? The full one. I'm not talking the tabletop. I would like to see it. Bill's got one too. He loves it. Yes, this. So actually, if you guys have been following this channel, last year, I made a series of videos around this time last year. It was what if Arcade One Up made a Konami Legacy cabinet? And I gave you guys like a games list, and I said like, what if Arcade One Up made a Taito Legacy cabinet? And I gave you guys a games list. Like I made these, I made those videos a year ago, and none of those came true. But this is one I fully support and get behind. If you're not going to do a Taito or Taito Legacy cabinet, I think a Konami Legacy cabinet would be awesome. Would be absolutely. There's so many great Konami games that you could stick on that bad boy, plus have them online enabled co-op play. Oh man, I want to see a Konami Legacy cabinet. Absolutely. A pub table that is pizza box proof. There you go. I'd like to see different games lists. Yeah, yeah. So in my opinion, bring back the pub table, but give us different games. Hell, maybe a Space Invaders game. There you go, Christmas. I like that. Let's see here. Uh Konami Legacy would be really great. Skin it with Contra, put a vertical monitor in it. Yep, that would be nice. Happy 2023 as well. Konami table with online play. Yep. So I could really get behind them getting a Konami League because here's the thing: we've seen Capcom and Midway and Bandai Namco, and maybe that's the only stuff the retailers want to buy. But if that's the case, sell it direct. Give us a Konami Legacy cabinet, man. I also made a video saying if they made a Data East legacy cabinet, here's some games to put on there. I made all 3 of those videos last year. Or was it all video or were they all you know what? It was a live stream, and I had all 3 of those in one live stream, and I had the games list and stuff. I'd have to go back and find the video, but that was over a year ago. I don't think Data East they would do, even though I think it would be cool, but yeah, Konami seems like the one that I think would be new, it's hip. Like, people would be like, "Oh, yeah, they haven't done that yet." Like, we gotta do that. So, Konami Legacy, if you're gonna re-release, Star Wars, re-release Burger Time. I can get behind that. They should re-release Star Wars, that's what all the signs are pointing to. I'm very disappointed that they're not going to do Qbert, as you guys can imagine. I think that's an opportunity missed. I'm gonna have to agree with a lot of the other guys who want a lot more of the '80s games. I think I want a lot more of the '80s games versus the '90s games, but you know, if they can make the cabinets worthwhile, maybe. Uh, Pub table with Super Sprint. There you go. There you go. I love this one here from Scott. Konami titles like Super Basketball, Track and Field, and Hyper Sports would make pretty much anything a buy. House of the Dead and '80s games are needed. Like, I really want more '80 games. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I got my oh yeah, so I had to buy a new board for my Cubert cocktail. If you haven't been following the channel, guys, I bought a real Cubert cocktail cabinet. They only made about 200 to 300 of these things, so they're ultra rare. And this thing was in bad shape. Um, Hence why I got it so cheap. Like this thing got rained on, trashed, but it's still totally restorable. I had to order a new board for it, and the board just arrived last week. So I will have videos for my big top pinball, which I'm 90% restored. I just got to finish the body work. My Cruising World USA cabinet and my Cubert cocktail table. Those are all real arcade machines. So there should be some content on this channel for that stuff if you like the real arcades. But am I going to completely, and this is a great topic, am I going to abandon this home arcade space and just do real arcades? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't mind having a few real arcades and a few real pinball machines in my home. Um, but I don't want to only have those and not have these. I like the size, I like the price, I like, you know, there's a reason why a lot of us collect these versus the real thing. Am I right? Am I right? So, yeah, I'm not going to give up on this community or what I cover on my channel and switch things completely, but there are a few real pinball machines and arcade machines that I'll pick up during the year, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Yeah. They should do Cubert. They should. They should. I think people would buy it. I think if they actually just made it and put it up for sale, I think people would buy it. Like dudes, tomorrow, let's say they put it out there and they had it in like let's just say they did it Dragon's Lair style because the Cuber cabinet has its own like unique shape to it, the Gottlieb cabinet style. Like if they actually made it in a 3/4 scale Gottlieb style with the proper shaped, marquee and top half of the cabinet and had the Cubert joystick in there, and they all they had to do is take one of their pinball solenoids and use that as your knocker, just stick that in the machine. They already have knockers, they have the pinball solenoids, just use one of those. You know what I mean? You already have the technology, just repurpose it, right? If you're telling me they didn't put that on their website for like, I don't know, 450, $400, because it's only going to have like 2 games on it with the Cubert, just a yellow cabinet with a half a Cubert sticker on it, because that's what the cabinet is, right? It just has a half artwork sticker on it. Like, you tell me you wouldn't buy that with how fucking cute it is? I would buy that day one. I would love that. And also, guys, remember if you have any ladies come over to your house, the hot chicks they love Cubert. That's for sure. So Cubert, I think they could do Cubert cubes, and I think they could probably do Mellow Yellow Cubert. There's another there's another Cubert game, but I think it's a ROM hack. I don't know if they would be allowed to do that. I think there's like 4 Cubert games total. So it might only have 2 games on it. But hell, I would take it. Cubert talks dirty to the ladies. There you go. There you go. And he would wait. Dr. Freeman would wait for Cubert to drop to $200. That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. I think there's only like when it comes to the diagonal games, I think there's only God, I made a list one time and I think I had only found I think it was somewhere between 12 to 20, closer to 12, but not as high as 20 games that take advantage of a diagonal joystick. And I was like, you just throw them all on there. You know what I mean? I'll have to find that list. Anyway, yeah, so my new board arrived. Mellow Yo's just different splash screen. Shh, don't tell people that. 235 in the chat. Thanks so much, guys. I know this isn't the most heavily produced episode I've done, but it's the first of the year, guys. I've been on vacation. I'm not here making YouTube videos. We'll have more produced episodes coming up very, very soon. Nope, my pinball's not here yet, Mike. I am waiting for my pinball to ship. Hasn't shipped yet. I would like a Rastan. There you go. Okay, let's get back on Arcade1Up because we only got a couple more minutes, my dudes, and then we'll put a pin in it. Arcade1Up. So I'm thinking they're going smaller this year, less games being released, and maybe smaller cabinets. I don't think we're going to see a whole bunch of XL stuff or Pro, even though I like the size of the XL. What about you guys? What do you think they're going to do this year? And keep in mind, I don't have any inside information about Arcade1Up. So I did a whole big speech before we started talking about iArcade and AtGames, and that's because once a month I get news updates from them, but they do it the right way. Arcade1Up never talks to me. I don't have any relationship with Arcade1Up, and that's one thing that they should do in 2023. They need to learn from their past mistakes of cherry picking a little stable of influencers who they work with. What they need to do is what all the other real gaming companies do, as well as what some of these smaller home arcade companies try to do. And that's, do it the right way. Say, hey, if you have a website, a YouTube channel, a blog, something of that nature, and you want to cover our products, sign up here. And obviously, the information will be under embargo until XXX date, and then they give that information to everybody, completely non-biased. Here's the information. Have a great day. Blah blah blah. I think that would also eliminate a lot of the YouTube drama that we saw last year. Which was a real shame to see in the community. So, but yeah, they need to handle it professionally. And if you're not going to do it professionally and do it the right way, like other companies do, especially if you want to become a household brand, when it comes to your media influences, then stop talking to people completely. No more Twitter, no more Instagram, no more Facebook chats. Stop talking to people completely. I'm talking about content creators, websites, etc. If you're not going to do it the right way, don't do it at all. That's my opinion. That way anyone can sign up if they're interested in getting the information, you know? So there you go. Oh yeah, and Star Wars will get re-released. We're pretty sure that's going to happen because that's all I've been seeing videos about. That kind of stuff. A Tempest Pro. I don't know if I could buy Tempest a third time. Because I had the Asteroids cabinet and I have the Tempest Atari Legacy cabinet. I really don't want to buy. I really don't want to buy another one. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Uh, so new games. Probably WrestleFest because that's the one that everyone's talking about. Let's see here. What else new? I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of new. I think it's going to be a year of rehashes. You know, Missile Command? That would be kinda cool. Like, if you're gonna bring back if you're gonna do the legacy cabinets again, so, like, you instead of it being like a Tempest legacy, do it as a Missile Command legacy or something. Okay, just different artwork skin. Okay. $20. Happy New Year's, everyone, from Arrow Man. Big super chat. Thanks so much. Thanks for everything you do for the community. Oh, hey, thanks, man. I try. I try. Let's see here. Why can't Arcade1Up pack their arcades like AtGames does? Because that's not their business model. So for instance, what was I gonna tell you? Arcade1Up, they're in the business of making mini replica arcade cabinets, and so because of that, yeah, they try to give people more games. Like, what's the most we've gotten so far? 14 games on a cabinet. That way, we we can say, hey, they're giving us a little bit of value for our dollar, a little bit of more replayability with these toy cabinets. But that's their business model is to help you build a mini replica arcade. Whereas at games and iArcade, they're multi games, right? Multicades, right? So their business model is you only need one machine that does it all, right? So it's totally different business model. They're not going to do that. They're not going to release like some arcade cabinet that, well, by the way, here's our arcade cabinet. Let's just call it the I'm just picking a this word has already been used. It's already been trademark copyrighted, but let's just say Arcade1Up. They're gonna release a Megacade where you can download every game that they've ever released, $5 a piece or some bullshit. I don't see them doing that, guys. I really don't see them doing that. It's just not who they are. Indiecade, there you go. Well, here's the thing. Time Crisis. Here's the thing. Still hasn't officially been announced from Arcade1Up. What if it got canceled? Has anyone said that on a YouTube video? They did a leak, and I 100% believe Arcade1Up leaked that shit. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, David McIntosh's marketing team, I have no idea what they're thinking. Let's just go on Reddit and post a picture. And it's like free, what is that? Free surveys. That's how they get their surveys on stuff. But, they did that leak and then we haven't seen anything. Unless they're going to show it at CES. But I don't know. All I know is the only videos I saw from people said that the Time Crisis cabinet looked like poop. I don't recall seeing any videos or social media people saying it looks awesome. I haven't. Do you guys think it looks awesome? Let me know. Yeah, because this got canceled too. Think about this. Here's my boy, 19K Fox. They leaked Double Dragon pictures. That got canceled. They I think there was a track and field leak or as well as teases that they were gonna do track and field. Never happened, right? They leaked out the Sonic cabinet, Sonic arcade cabinet. They showed pictures of that. Never happened. They leaked out a Tapper cabinet. Never happened. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times they make prototypes and pitch these cabinets, and then for whatever reason or another, they don't happen. But Time Crisis still has not officially been announced as of today. So if I had to do a CES prediction, here's what I think. Guys, let's not forget what happened last CES last year. Last year CES, Arcade1Up didn't do an announcement, didn't do a show. All they did was the day of like the week of CES on their website, all of a sudden there was like 4 or 5 cabinets just popped up saying coming soon. And that was their CES announcement, right? And then it was just the community train, the community giving them free press on Facebook and Twitter and Discord and YouTube and stuff like that, right? I'm expecting now that they have this one up show, them to do a one up show. They better. I'm expecting them to do a one up show and probably what do I think is going to happen? My prediction is this. And keep in mind, guys, I don't talk to them, so I don't have any secret knowledge. Here's my prediction. I think they're going to announce this year's set of whatever legacy cabinets it's going to be, just like they did last year. There was like 3 or 4 legacy cabinets, and then one new title, which is kind of what they did last year with the Killer Instinct, which technically was a pro, but give me a little leeway on this. So here's what I think is going to happen. CES this month, I think they're going to do a that one up show, announce 3 or 4 legacy cabinets, like this is this year's legacy line, and one new cabinet. I'm hoping it's WrestleFest. I would love for it to be WrestleFest. But if it ends up being the Time Crisis, the official announcement, I guess that's okay because keep in mind, guys, it has not officially been announced yet. So WrestleFest or Time Crisis, that's what I'm expecting to see, and that's it. Like I'm only expecting to see 3 or 4 cabinets from Arcade1Up this January. That's it. Let me know what you guys think about that. I love Leisure Suit Larry. I love Leisure Suit Larry. Do I wear this cap in the shower? No, I don't. I have about 45 hats. This is one of them. But I admit, even though it's Arcade1Up, this is the NFL Blitz hat that came with this NFL Blitz cabinet, which you can kind of see right here next to my Chuck E. Cheese hat. I like this hat. Like I like the hat a lot. I like the colors on it. I like the stitching on it. I like the logo on it. It's a cool hat. Don't hate on my Blitz Legends hat, man. But yeah. CES is what in a couple of weeks? Middle end of the month. Yeah, that's my prediction for CES. And if it's not Time Crisis, maybe they'll show WrestleFest because that's what all the other YouTube channels are talking about. They're all talking about WrestleFest. So yeah, I would be surprised if this happened. I have a feeling it might be missing some guys. Oh wait, no, yeah, that's right. It's this week. What am I thinking of? Yeah, that's right. This week. This is what happens when you don't book a ticket to go. Oh my god, I have not been wearing it for a week now. I wear it in I can't wear the same hat in 2 episodes? I gotta wear a different hat every episode? Come on. No, I'm not going to CES, this year. I didn't see enough companies there to interest me. There you go. I wish they would put different games. Yeah, they really need to change it up a bit. Like, I understand you need to we're gonna get guys, we'll get another Bandai Namco Legacy cabinet, but there's other Bandai Namco Legacy games. Try and throw some of those on there versus the same 12 games we've seen 100 times before. I don't know. I haven't talked to them. I thought somebody told us they were gonna be there. I forget who, but I haven't talked to them. There you go. They're already moving equipment in, so you might start seeing leaks. Oh, there you go. Look at Mike. Mike's got the inside word. It'd be so funny if can you imagine if no YouTuber goes to CES and we all send the Rexer show there because Rex is in Vegas. I would love to see Rex in an Arcade1Up booth. That would be hilarious. Ah, all right. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't think this is going to be the year of mind bending, mind blowing things. I think it's going to be, but I think it's going to be a pretty kind of, yeah, and it stinks because it's year 5. But I myself said two years ago, I said this might be a 5-year fad. So I'm hoping that by the end of this year, we're all still excited, we're all still enthused, we're all still engaged with the products and the companies that are releasing these products and the features and the updates and I'm hoping these companies pull out some surprises this year. But I can't 2 years ago, I could have made this video and been like, "Guys, it's gonna be an awesome year. We're gonna get these awesome pinball machines. We're gonna get all these cabinets and all these new games." Like, I just don't see that happening this year, guys, unless they pull some rabbits out of their hat. I don't see that this year, guys. I know that sounds a little sullen and downtrodden, but that's the way it is. But the good news is as the world turns in retro gaming, if there's no arcade news to discuss, there's always plenty of other things going on in the world of retro gaming, emulation, and also ways to modify and play more games on an arcade machine, which you guys know I'll be covering here on this channel. So, me, myself personally, I am not worried about there being any kind of drought in content that I make, but we will obviously have to keep expanding our topics if these companies slow down as much as I think they are, because I'll be honest, is there going to be enough information out there this year for you to do 200 live streams a year to talk about all this stuff? I don't think so. You're really going to be pulling people's teeth trying to come up with enough things to talk about for an hour. Time to broaden the topic scope. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, I had to do my show early, so I don't have a redirect set up for Michael B. His show doesn't even start for another hour or so, I think. So make sure you guys tune in to my good friend Michael B tonight. He's a good guy. He's going to be talking about his own Arcade1Up 2023 predictions. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the discussion. I enjoyed all your guys' feedback in the live chat as well. And next week, hopefully, we will be back with our kind of like our more first official 2023 type show because there's going to be a lot of cool stuff that I gotta now that I'm off my break. I was on break. Now I'm back to filming. So I'll be caught up, I'll be up to speed. I'll have some great content for you guys, all that kinds of stuff. Anyway, guys, do me a favor. If you enjoyed the discussion, give us a thumbs up on the way out. And as always, my dudes, thank you for subscribing. And don't forget, before you go to bed tonight, it's Monday. Go play your multicades.